Hey, it's Josh and it's Kate here, and we wanted to give you some key information about our structure for all things life groups. Life groups, Kate, what are life groups? If you were to disseminate down to the key piece of information, what is a life group?
Yeah, so life groups are really useful for making a really big church or a medium-sized church feel a lot smaller, a lot bit more intimate.
Yeah.
We're building relationships with each other, we're going deeper with God, we're supporting each other through life, the ups and downs of life. And really, we here at Hope Church like to feel like it's a family. And a sense that all ages and stages are getting together in their different smaller clusters to do the stuff of life.
Yeah, it's that multi-generational gathering of people in homes. Some people gather here in the church, round the table for a meal, sharing stories of the week, highs and lows, open up the scriptures, just really getting involved in, like you say, the ups and downs of life and getting to know one another. Getting to know one another, but also getting to know who God is.
Yeah.
And so our vision here at Hope Church is, and the reason why we exist, is to know and to make known the restorative love of Jesus. And we know from the scriptures that we're not made to do this alone.
Yeah.
We are made to be in community. We're forged in the fires of the ups and downs of life, getting to know one another, ironing, sharpening iron, as it says in the Proverbs. And it's really, really key that we find those people. Doesn't mean that they're our best friends and doesn't mean that they're our family, but those people who are in our corner, who we're getting to know. And so our kind of offering to one another as a church is that we say yes to the things of community.
Absolutely.
And so we've been developing a new rhythm for how we do life groups here. And part of what we wanted to share through this little video is the new rhythm. And this kind of structure for way life groups work. Every church has a model. No model is perfect. And we wanted to make a model that works for us here in this context. We won't go into the full details now, but if you look back over the history of Hope and Kings and Hebron, there's been different models that have been part of the story here with different lengths of time and all of that kind of stuff. But what we'd love to do is to explain where we're going now with our model for life groups, and the way that we want to invite you, every single one of you, to get involved, to play your part, to find a community of people who you can go on a journey with. Many of people here have been in life groups in different iterations over the years, and so in some ways this is a continuation of that journey with a few different tweaks and changes.
Yeah, that's right. We've been in this kind of cycle of life groups now for 2.5 years, actually.
Yeah.
And some groups have been running that whole time, so you might be feeling like, we've spent a long time together. Other groups that are a little bit fresher, a bit newer, and actually the thought of change might feel like, oh no, it's only just started for me. But as a church, we really want a healthy model that's going to begin from now and begin to be our cycle for years to come. We're trialing it. It might not be perfect. We'll have things to learn along the way. But this feels like a really healthy way to go for life groups that gives everybody an idea of where we're heading. We know where we're going to be on a kind of rotation system. And it also gives us so many opportunities to meet new people and to build relationships in different ways. So we're suggesting a 2-year life group model, 2 years. And the idea is that we're going to be starting that from this September. So you'll still have your current life groups running all the way through July, and we're suggesting all the way through August as well. If you're busy and you're away, it might be that it's slightly different, but we will have our life group content ready for you across August, but it might be that you're meeting in slightly more social ways on different days of the week, perhaps, than you might usually, but we're not encouraging you to stop meeting across August unless you absolutely have to. But then in September, the very beginning of our brand new model is that we're going to stop our current life groups. This is the season, season between September and December, where we will have a chance for life group leaders to have a little rest, have a break, to have a chance to be fed and filled up, and we're also ready to train new life group leaders in that season. And in that time, it's also an opportunity for you to indicate what life group you would like to join in the coming term. We'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. What are we going to do in that term though, Josh? Because we don't just want to stop life groups and do nothing in that time, although we need a little bit of time for life group leaders and for the life group team to do all of that organisation behind the scenes. But we want to make the most of this time of pause in our life groups.
So we've kind of spoken about this a little bit, but one of the things that we want to see happen in September is this thing which is titling courses. And courses are a fantastic opportunity to shift up our rhythm. And there's a few things that we've written down here as we kind of hit this pause button on life groups. It's a step into a reset and also a space to reimagine. You know, some of our current leaders have been doing this, as Kate said, for a number of years. And so it's a chance for them to have a bit of a reset, to hit a pause, for them as leaders to be filled up, to learn some stuff, to take on some new skills, whatever that might be. But for each and every one of us to reimagine, to dream again, to learn some new things ourselves, to say yes to stepping into a course that might stretch us and challenge us in ways that we might not do in our everyday normal life. The second one is it's a season for new relationships. You know, some of you, again, have been in the same life group for a number of years. Fantastic. Really, really love the relationships that have grown. I can speak of it for my life group personally, and then you can as well. The way that our life groups have become surrogate families, you know, that we are helping one another out, offering prayer, meals, support, encouragement. Amazing. But we'd love to create space for a growing church to shrink in size and to grow smaller by the way of relationships, forging new friendships. Those people who sit across the aisle from you every Sunday, who you don't know their name, but they might become a really good friend. And so it's a really good opportunity to dive into some different content that will help to stretch and grow relationships. But also this kind of pause, this shift, allows us to step into a different way of formation. As we think about formation, we're talking about character formation and spiritual formation. By stepping in to do something different, it's the same when you go to the gym, right, and you begin to stretch different muscles. It's that shift begins to stretch you in different ways, and sometimes it feels a little bit painful when you start to exercise different muscles that you might not have exercised for a long time. But you know what? That stretch and that kind of sometimes resistance training or whatever begins to grow you in ways that if you just keep doing the same thing, repetitive cycles, actually you don't grow in the same way that maybe you could. And so we want to find different ways to have different content that is going to be helpful for you, and a way to really go in that depth of character formation and spiritual formation. Our mission here is that we want to prioritize the presence of God. We want to be transformed more and more into the likeness of Jesus and be filled up with his spirit and be sent out on mission. And one of the ways that we get formed and transformed into his likeness is by being stretched, by doing that resistance training, by learning in a place of formation in courses. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to start courses. They're going to start in September. They'll run through September, October, November, and into the start of December. And there's going to be multiple different courses available for you. Some of them will be shorter in length. Some of them will be longer forms. And some of them might be every other week, like current life groups are. Some of them might be every week. And there'll be different ways that you can get involved. And during that period of time, you might be able to, if you plan your time well, maybe do 2 different courses, maybe even 3 different courses, depending on what days of the week work for you. But we really see this as a really crucial time in our formation into the likeness of Jesus, and different ways that we can be stretched and grown in ways that we might not normally be able to do it. So really, really excited for what courses are going to look like.
Yes, we'll have those available for you to start signing up to, and then we should have an indication at that point of when they will be running. When we know more about the numbers, we'll be able to confirm exactly where they're going to be running, but likely most of them to be at the church to give us lots of space. We don't have to limit how many people can come, but we're still going to be intentional about creating intimate conversation times by having little kind of discussion groups within maybe a larger setting if lots of people are interested in one course. But then what you'll be pleased to know is that this is just for one term, and we'll be beginning life groups again in January. So during this time when courses are running, you will also get to indicate your interest in a brand new life group. Now, there is a chance that your existing life group leaders are happy to run again in January, and you absolutely can re-sign up to their life group. It's a bit of consistency. You know who they are, you know where their house is, But my challenge to you would also be to consider maybe I could meet some new people and some new life group leaders as well. Even if you do sign up to your current life group leader, you'll just have to hold that lightly, knowing that it won't be all the same people. Because one of the aims that we want to have in resetting life groups is making sure that we have a really good balance of people from different ages and stages of life, different steps in their journey of faith, shared well across all of the different life groups. And our intention is to make sure that we always have a little bit of space to have new people able to be added across that time that you're in a life group. Because we need to make space for people. We have faith, don't we, that God's going to keep building His church. And so we want to make space for newcomers, for new believers, for new students perhaps as they come during the autumn term and work out which church is for them, ready for January. Then what we're going to do is we're going to run still every other week. We're still going to be covering the content that we do on a Sunday. So we're going to be going deeper together in opening the scriptures, working that out together, bringing our own insights and questions into those spaces. And then we're going to run those all the way through for 20 months until not the 1st September, but the next September that comes around. Still meeting every other week, meeting for 20 months, which hopefully should give you loads of time to build a relationship with each other. It's not rushed. You've still got a long, long time together. But also knowing that at the end of that 20 months, we will begin the 2-year cycle again, where you'll have a chance to join loads of courses and meet lots more people in the shorter form ways, and then another opportunity to sign up to a new life group. And that will roll on a 2-year basis.
It's great. So that's all starting September 2025. We would love for you to get involved. All the details for courses will be on our webpage. Ways for you to sign up and register your interest for those will be coming very soon, as well as the signing up for life groups, which will be coming in October again of 2025, ready for the intake starting in January of 2026. 2026, that feels like
it's a long way.
But anyway, can't wait for you to get involved. Really, really excited for what the Lord is doing as we exist here to know and make known this restorative love that Jesus has for each and every one of us. God bless you. Any questions, reach out, and we'd love to help you, and your life group leaders as well are there to help as we journey through this together. Peace out.